My kid needs more discipline. That's what most parents said when they brought their kid into my martial arts school. I'd always start the conversation off with two questions. The first question was, how'd you find out about us? The second question was, what are you hoping to accomplish by signing your kid up for martial arts classes? The number one answer was discipline. And that means I had to be an expert in discipline. That's a weird thing to be an expert at. That's not something you hear every day. What do you do for a living? I'm an expert in discipline. So I had to know everything about it. I had to know what it was, how it works, and how to transfer it to another human being. That is what I did for 35 years. I'm retired now, and I started this channel so that I could share with you what I know. Now today we're going to talk about a huge problem when it comes to discipline. It's a misdiagnosis. It's how people use that word to describe lots of things. So let's get into it. Here's what I mean by a misdiagnosis. When the parent would come into my school and say, my kid needs more discipline, I would always ask one question like, what is he doing? Why would you say something like that about your kid? I thought discipline was taught at home anyway. So what is he doing that makes you think that he or she needs more discipline? And the parent would always list out individual behaviors like he won't listen, or he lies, or he or she talks back. Imagine if you went to the doctor and you said, "Doctor, I'm sick." The doctor is not just going to prescribe you medication. He's going to ask some questions first so that he doesn't prescribe you the wrong stuff, right? He's going to ask you, where does it hurt? When did it start? What are your symptoms? Sick is not a diagnosis. And my kid needs more discipline, that's also not a diagnosis. People use terms like sick and discipline as all-encompassing, as an all-encompassing term that represents everything. Let's go back to what the individual things that parents would list out. He won't listen. That would be a focus problem. He lies. That's an honesty problem. And he talks back. That would be a respect problem. Do you see what I'm saying? But you're lumping all of that under discipline. Now that tells me that parents think that discipline is the solution for every bad behavior. They keep using that word, discipline. I do not think that word means what you think it means. So if discipline is the solution to every bad behavior, how? What does it even mean? How can you say that discipline is the solution, but you list everything under discipline? I mean, you have to know what it is. It's funny because when I first started studying what discipline is, I looked it up in the dictionary, got out a piece of paper, and I wrote out the definition. I wasn't satisfied, so I dug deeper. I wanted to know, where does this word even come from? And when I drilled it down to its original intent and how it was originally structured, I found out that it was so simple, that it does not mean what I thought it meant. Even though my parents told me that you need to be disciplined, you need more discipline, they use the same phrases that everyone uses on their kids. But I never knew what it meant. I was just, okay, that's all kids do. A lot of the words that you throw at them, they don't know what those words are. They just say okay so that you'll go away. But so the next thing I did was I went to my school and I decided that I was going to ask all of the parents. Now some of them were teachers, some of them were coaches, some of them were just straight up, professionals, lawyers, whatever, and I'd ask them, what is discipline? And they would give me examples of what the word meant, using like or as to describe it. Like they would say, it's like self-control, or it's structure. Some would say, well, it's punishment. It means that if you do something wrong, I'm going to give you a consequence. I'm going to spank you, give you a time out, take something away from you. But it was all over the board. And that's just a couple of the explanations and definitions that I got from people. I've been doing a series on discipline, and one of the shorts that I did was called Nobody Knows What Discipline Is. And then in the comment section, people were trying to answer it, and they said the same exact thing that the parents did 30 years ago or however long ago it was. They said discipline is self-control. Discipline means this, or discipline means that. And I was like, in the video, I told what discipline meant. Now, in the next video, I'm going to tell you what it is and how it applies specifically to raising kids and training kids. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Again, my name is Scott Wilkinson, and I'm a martial arts instructor.